Welcome to English Podcast for Beginners. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. Today we talk about something many families need, planning a weekend trip.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel stressed when you plan a family trip?
Yes, many people feel stressed. They think, where do we go? How much money do we need? What do we pack?
That's exactly the problem. Planning a trip can feel like hard work.
But today we make it easy. We give you simple tips and useful English words.
In just 30 minutes, you learn 3 important things. First, how to choose a destination with your family.
Second, how to book transportation and accommodation. That means how to find a way to travel and where to stay.
And third, how to pack and prepare for your trip. Plus, we teach you what to do after the trip ends.
If you ever feel confused about planning trips, this episode helps you. We use simple English so everyone can understand.
Let me tell you a quick story. Last year, I planned a weekend trip with my family. I forget to book a hotel early. When we arrive, no rooms are available.
Oh no, that's a big problem.
Yes, we drive 1 more hour to find another hotel. My kids are tired and hungry. It's not a good start.
That's why planning is so important. When you plan well, your trip is fun and relaxing.
Exactly. And today, we help you avoid my mistakes. We cover this topic in 4 simple parts.
Part 1 is about choosing where to go. Part 2 is about booking your travel and hotel. Part 3 is about packing. And Part 4 is about after the trip.
Before we start, let me teach you one phrase you can use today. The phrase is, let's plan our weekend trip.
Let's plan our weekend trip. This is perfect when you want to start a conversation with your family.
Imagine this. You sit with your family at dinner. You say, let's plan our weekend trip. Everyone gets excited.
You can also say, let's plan our next trip, or let's plan a fun weekend. All these are good.
Now, notice how we use let's. This word means we should do this together. It's friendly and positive.
Yes, don't say we must plan a trip. That sounds too serious. Say, let's plan our weekend trip. It sounds fun and inviting.
Perfect. Now you have one useful phrase. You can use it with your family today or tomorrow.
So, are you ready to learn more? In Part 1, we show you exactly how to choose a destination.
We teach you how to ask your family what they want. We give you simple questions you can use right away.
And we show you how to research options online. You learn words like beach, mountain, city, and more.
This is exciting. Let's get started with Part 1. Welcome to Part 1. Today, we talk about choosing a destination. A destination is the place you want to visit.
This is the first step when you plan a trip. You need to know, where do we go?
The important thing is this: involve your whole family. That means everyone gives ideas.
Yes, when everyone shares ideas, everyone feels happy. The trip becomes more fun.
Let me break this down. First, you ask your family a simple question. Where do you want to go?
Here's what I do. I sit with my family and I say, where do you want to go this weekend? Then I listen to everyone.
My son says, I want to go to the beach. My daughter says, I want to go to the mountains. My wife says, I want to visit a new city.
Perfect. Now you have 3 ideas. This is called brainstorming. You collect all the ideas first.
Now, let me show you some example conversations. Listen carefully.
Imagine this. You are at home with your family on Sunday evening.
You say, where do you want to go this weekend? Your son says, I want to go to the beach. You say, great idea. The beach is fun.
Here's another example. You ask, do you want to visit the mountains or the city? Your daughter says, I want to visit the city. You say, okay, let's think about that.
One more example. You say, what do you want to do on our trip? Your partner says, I want to relax and see new places. You say, perfect, I want that too.
Now, notice something important. We use the phrase want to many times. I want to go to the beach. I want to visit the city. I want to relax.
This is the basic way to talk about your wishes. Don't say, I go to beach or I visit city. Always say, I want to go or I want to visit.
Here's a common mistake. Some people say, I want go to the beach. This is wrong. The correct way is, I want to go to the beach. Always use to after want.
Good point, Emma. Remember, want always needs to before another verb.
Okay, now let's practice. I give you some examples. Just listen and notice how we use these phrases.
Listen to this. Where do you want to go? I want to go to the mountains. Do you want to visit the beach? Yes, I want to visit the beach.
Did you hear how natural that sounds? Now imagine your own family. Think about asking them, where do you want to go this weekend?
You don't need to say it out loud now. Just imagine the conversation in your mind. Picture yourself at home talking to your family.
Maybe your son wants to go to a park. Maybe your daughter wants to go to a museum. Everyone has different ideas, and that's okay.
Now, let's make this a bit more interesting. Listen to this conversation.
I think we should visit the beach this weekend.
Why do you want to go to the beach?
Because the weather is nice and warm.
That's a good idea. See, we add because to give a reason. Because the weather is nice. Because I like swimming. Because we never go there.
This makes your conversation more complete. You don't just say where, you also say why.
Let me give you one more challenge. Think about 3 places near your home. Maybe a beach, a mountain, a city, a park, or a lake.
Now imagine asking your family about these 3 places. How does that sound in your mind? Remember, you're just observing and thinking. This helps you learn.
Excellent work. You're learning through these examples. You see how we ask questions and give answers.
Now, let me show you a real scenario. Imagine this. You finish dinner with your family. Everyone sits at the table. You want to plan a weekend trip.
You say, let's plan our weekend trip. Where do you want to go? Your son says, I want to go to the lake. Your daughter says, I want to go to the park. You say, both ideas are good. Let's research both options.
See, you collect the ideas first. Then you say, let's research both options. Research means you look for information online or ask friends.
Here's the key takeaway. Always involve your whole family. Ask, where do you want to go? Listen to everyone. Write down all ideas. Then research the options together.
You've got this. This is a simple but powerful skill. When you ask your family for ideas, everyone feels important.
And remember the common mistake. Don't say, I want go. Always say, I want to go. This small word makes a big difference.
Now you know how to start the conversation. You know how to brainstorm ideas with your family. This is the foundation of a great trip.
In the next part, we show you how to research your options and make a final decision. But first, let's take a quick break.
Great work so far. You just learned how to ask, where do you want to go? And how to brainstorm ideas with your family.
Now we move to the next step. You have ideas from your family, but how do you choose the best one?
In part 2, we teach you about transportation and accommodation. You learn how to choose the best way to travel and where to stay.
Here's a question for you. Do you know the difference between a hotel and an Airbnb? If not, don't worry. We explain everything in simple words.
This is going to be super useful. You learn phrases you can use when you book trips online or talk to travel agents.
Let's keep your energy high. You're doing amazing. Let's jump into part 2.
Welcome to part 2. Now we talk about transportation and accommodation.
Transportation means how you travel to your destination. Accommodation means where you sleep and stay.
These are 2 big decisions you need to make. Let me break this down into simple steps.
First, let's talk about transportation. You have 3 main options: drive a car, take a train, or take a plane.
Each option has benefits. Driving a car gives you freedom. You stop when you want, you go where you want.
Taking a train is relaxing. You don't drive, you sit, read a book, or look at the scenery. Scenery means the beautiful views outside.
Taking a plane is fast. If your destination is far away, a plane saves time. but planes cost more money than cars or trains.
Here's what I do. I ask myself 3 questions. How far is the destination? How much money do we have? Do we have young children?
These questions help you choose. If the destination is close, drive a car. If the destination is far and you have money, take a plane. If you want to relax, take a train.
Now, let me show you some example conversations about transportation.
Imagine you talk to your partner about your weekend trip. You say, "Do we drive or take the train?" Your partner says, "Let's take the train. I want to relax." You say, "Good idea. I agree."
Here's another example. You say, "How do we get to the beach?" Your partner says, "We can drive. It takes 2 hours." You say, "Okay, let's drive. We save money."
One more example. You ask, "Is the city far from here?" Your friend says, "Yes, it's very far. Let's take a plane." You say, "That makes sense. A plane is faster."
Notice the useful phrases. Let's take the train. Let's drive. Let's take a plane. We use let's to suggest an idea together.
Also notice, how do we get to the beach? This is the perfect question to ask about transportation.
Here's a common mistake. Don't say, how we get to beach. You need to say, how do we get to the beach? Always use do in questions and the before the place.
Great point, Emma. Remember, how do we get to the beach? Not how we get to beach.
Now, let's talk about accommodation. This is where you stay during your trip.
You have 3 popular options: a hotel, an Airbnb, or camping. Let me explain each one.
A hotel is a building with many rooms. You book a room for 1 night or more. Hotels provide clean beds, towels, and sometimes breakfast.
An Airbnb is someone's home or apartment. You rent the whole place or just one room. Airbnbs feel more personal and sometimes cost less than hotels.
Camping means you sleep in the tent outside. This is great if you like nature and adventure, but you need special equipment like a tent and sleeping bags.
So, how do you choose? Again, ask yourself questions. Do we want comfort or adventure? How much money do we have? Do we cook our own food or eat at restaurants?
If you want comfort and service, choose a hotel. If you want to feel like a local and save money, choose an Airbnb. If you love nature, choose camping.
Now, let me show you conversations about accommodation.
You say to your family, where do we stay? Your son says, let's stay at a hotel. Hotels have pools. You say, that's a fun idea. Let's look at hotels with pools.
Another example, you ask, do we book a hotel or an Airbnb? Your partner says, let's book an Airbnb. We can cook our own meals and save money. You say, I like that idea.
One more. You say, what about camping? Your friend says, camping is fun, but we don't have a tent. You say, you're right, let's stay at a hotel this time.
Did you notice the phrase, let's stay at a hotel? Or, let's book an Airbnb? These are the key phrases for talking about accommodation.
Now, let's practice. I give you more examples. Just listen and imagine yourself in these situations.
I book a hotel for 3 nights. We stay at an Airbnb near the beach. They go camping in the mountains. Do you prefer a hotel or an Airbnb?
Think about your own situation. Imagine you plan a trip with your family. Do you want a hotel, an Airbnb, or camping? There's no wrong answer.
Picture this. You sit with your laptop, you search online for hotels, you see the prices, you read the reviews. Then you make a decision.
This is real life. When you book accommodation online, you use these phrases in your mind or when you talk to your family.
Now let me add one more important topic, budgeting. A budget is the amount of money you plan to spend.
Before you book anything, you need to know how much money do we have for this trip.
A simple way to budget is this. Write down all costs. Transportation costs money, accommodation costs money, food costs money, activities cost money.
Add all these numbers together. Then ask yourself, do we have this much money? If yes, great. If no, you need to change your plan.
For example, if a hotel costs too much, choose an Airbnb. If a plane ticket costs too much, drive a car instead. You always have options.
Here's a useful phrase. We need to stick to our budget. This means you don't spend more money than you plan.
Or you can say, this hotel is too expensive. let's find something cheaper. Cheaper means it costs less money.
Don't say, this hotel is expensive much. That's wrong. Say, this hotel is too expensive or this hotel is very expensive.
Now let me give you a complete scenario. Imagine your family decides to visit the mountains for the weekend.
You say, how do we get there? Your partner says, let's drive. It takes 3 hours. You say, good. Now, where do we stay?
Your daughter says, I want to stay at a hotel with a nice view. You say, let's look at hotels online. We need to check the prices first.
You search online. You find a hotel for $100 per night. You say, this fits our budget. Let's book it. Your family agrees.
See how everything connects? You choose transportation, you choose accommodation, you check your budget, then you book everything.
The key takeaway is this. Always compare your options. Don't book the first thing you see. Look at 3 or 4 options, then choose the best one for your family.
You've got this. You now know how to talk about transportation and accommodation. You know the important phrases and the common mistakes to avoid.
Remember, how do we get there? Let's take the train. Where do we stay? Let's book a hotel. These simple phrases make planning so much easier.
In the next part, we talk about packing and preparation. This is very important. You don't want to forget anything important.
Wow, you just learned so much. You now know how to choose transportation and accommodation. You even know how to stick to your budget.
These skills are super practical. You can use them the next time you plan any trip, not just weekend trips.
Now, let's talk about something even more important, packing and preparation. Have you ever arrived at your destination and realized you forget something important?
Maybe you forget your phone charger, or you forget medicine, or you forget warm clothes. This happens to many people.
In Part 3, we teach you how to pack smart and prepare for anything. You'll learn a simple checklist you can use every time you travel.
This is going to save you so much stress. Let's dive into Part 3.
Welcome to Part 3. Now we talk about packing and preparation. This is the step that many people forget or rush through.
But when you pack well and prepare well, your trip is smooth and enjoyable. No stress, no problems.
Let me break this down. Packing means putting things into your suitcase or bag. Preparation means getting ready for your trip in other ways.
First, let's talk about packing. The rule is simple. Make a list before you pack.
Don't just throw things into your suitcase. That's a common mistake. Instead, sit down and write a packing list.
Here's what I do. I divide my list into categories. Category means a group of similar things.
The categories are clothes, toiletries, electronics, documents, and medicine. Let me explain each one.
Clothes are what you wear. Shirts, pants, dresses, jackets, shoes, socks, underwear. Think about the weather at your destination. Is it hot or cold, sunny or rainy?
Toiletries are things like toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, soap, deodorant, and towels. Some hotels provide these, but it's good to bring your own.
Electronics are your phone, phone charger, camera, laptop, and headphones. Don't forget the chargers. This is the most common thing people forget.
Documents are your ID card, passport, tickets, hotel booking confirmation, and credit cards. Keep these in a safe place.
Medicine is very important. Bring any medicine you take every day. Also bring basic medicine for headaches, stomach aches, or allergies.
Now, let me show you some example conversations about packing.
Imagine you pack with your partner the night before your trip. You say, "Do we have everything?" Your partner says, "Let me check the list. We need to pack the phone chargers."
Another example, your son asks, what clothes do I pack? You say, pack 2 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, and a jacket. The weather is cool there.
One more. You ask your daughter, "Do you have your toothbrush?" She says, "Oh no, I forget. Thank you for reminding me." You say, "No problem. Let's add it to the bag."
Notice the useful phrases. Do we have everything? Let me check the list. What do I pack? Don't forget your charger.
These are natural ways to talk about packing. You can use these phrases with your family right away.
Here's a common mistake. Don't say, I forget my charger after you already leave home. Instead, say, I need to pack my charger before you leave. Prevention is better.
Yes, always use a checklist. Then you never forget anything important.
Now, let's talk about activity planning. This means deciding what you do during your trip.
Before you arrive at your destination, research the popular activities. What do people do there? Are there museums, parks, beaches, restaurants?
The rule is simple. Plan your main activities, but leave some free time. Don't schedule every hour.
Here's what I do. I choose 2 or 3 main activities for each day. Then I leave the rest of the time flexible. Flexible means you can change your plans if you want.
For example, on Saturday, you plan to visit a museum in the morning and go to the beach in the afternoon. Sunday is more relaxed. You walk around the city and try local food.
Some popular activities need reservations. A reservation means you book ahead of time. For example, some restaurants are very busy. You need to book a table.
The phrase is, I need to make a reservation. Or, let's book a table at the restaurant. Or, do we need tickets for the museum?
Here are some examples. You say to your family, let's book tickets for the museum online. It's very popular. Your family says, good idea, let's do it now.
Another example. You ask, do we need a reservation for the restaurant? Your friend says, yes, it's a busy place. Let me call them. You say, thank you.
One more. You say, what do we do on Saturday morning? Your partner says, let's visit the park. We don't need a reservation for that.
You say, perfect. That sounds relaxing.
Notice how we talk about activities. Let's visit the park. Let's book tickets. What do we do on Saturday? These are all useful phrases.
Now, let's talk about contingency plans. A contingency plan is a backup plan. It's what you do if something goes wrong.
For example, what if the weather is bad? What if someone gets sick? What if the museum is closed? You need a plan B.
Here's what I do. I always research indoor activities and outdoor activities. If it rains, we do the indoor activities. If the weather is nice, we do the outdoor activities.
Also, bring a small first aid kit. A first aid kit has bandages, medicine, and other supplies for small injuries or sickness.
The key phrase is, what if? This helps you think ahead. What if it rains? What if we get lost? What if the hotel is full?
When you ask what if, you prepare for problems before they happen. This is smart planning.
Let me show you examples. You say to your family, what if it rains on Saturday? Your son says, we can visit the aquarium instead. You say, great backup plan. Another example. You ask, what if someone gets sick? Your partner says, I bring medicine and the number for a local doctor. You say, good thinking.
One more. You say, what do we do on late Saturday? Your friend says, I call them and tell them our arrival time. You say, perfect, that's a good idea.
See how what if helps you prepare. This simple question makes you think about solutions before problems happen.
Now let's practice. Imagine you prepare for your family weekend trip. Think about what you need to pack.
Close your eyes for a moment. Picture your suitcase. What goes inside? Clothes, toiletries, electronics, documents, medicine. Do you have everything?
Now think about your activities. What do you do on Saturday? What do you do on Sunday? Do you need reservations?
Finally, think about your backup plan. What if the weather is bad? What indoor activity can you do instead?
You don't need to answer out loud. Just think about these questions. This helps you learn and practice in your mind.
Excellent. Now, let me give you a complete scenario. Imagine your family prepares for a trip to the beach this weekend.
You sit down with your family on Wednesday evening. You say, let's make a packing list and plan our activities.
Your daughter says, I pack my swimsuit and sunscreen. You say, great. Don't forget a hat and sunglasses too.
Your son says, what do we do at the beach? You say, we can swim, build sandcastles, and walk along the shore.
Your partner says, what if it rains? You say, good question. There's a nice aquarium nearby. We can go there if the weather is bad.
Then you say, let's make a reservation at that seafood restaurant everyone talks about. Your family says, yes, great idea.
See how everything comes together? you make a packing list, you plan activities, you think about backup plans, you make reservations. This is complete preparation.
The key takeaway is this: preparation prevents problems. When you plan ahead, you avoid stress and enjoy your trip more.
You've got this. You now know how to pack smart and prepare well. You know the vocabulary and the important questions to ask.
Remember these phrases. Do we have everything? Let's make a reservation. What if it rains? Don't forget your charger.
These are your tools for successful trip planning. In the next part, we talk about what to do after your trip. This is just as important as the planning. You want to keep the good memories and learn from the experience.
You're almost at the finish line. Let's complete this journey together. Here comes part 4.
Amazing work! You just learned how to pack smart and prepare for any situation. You know how to make a packing list, plan activities, and create backup plans.
These are life skills. You can use them for all kinds of trips: business trips, vacation trips, or visits to family and friends.
Now we come to the final part: what to do after your trip. Many people forget this step, but it's so valuable.
Here's a question. After your trip ends, do you just go back to normal life? Or do you take time to reflect and remember?
In part 4, we teach you how to share memories, give feedback, and keep the adventure spirit alive. This makes every trip even more meaningful.
You're almost at the finish line. Let's complete this journey together. Here comes part 4.
Welcome to part 4, the final part. Now we talk about what happens after your trip ends.
Many people think the trip ends when you arrive home, but actually, there's one more important step.
Let me break this down. After you return home, you want to do 3 things: share memories, give feedback, and plan for future adventures.
These 3 steps help you enjoy your trip even longer. They also help you become a better traveler.
First, let's talk about sharing memories. After your trip, you have photos, videos, and stories. Don't just keep them on your phone.
Here's what I do. I sit with my family and we look at the photos together. We talk about our favorite moments.
This is a wonderful family activity. Everyone shares what they like most about the trip. This makes the memories stronger.
You can also share your photos with friends or on social media. But the most important thing is to share them with the people who join the trip with you.
Let me show you some example conversations about sharing memories.
Imagine you return home on Sunday evening. On Monday after dinner, you say to your family, "Let's look at our trip photos."
Your daughter says, "I love this photo at the beach." You say, "Me too, that's my favorite moment." Your son says, "I like the photo at the restaurant. The food is delicious."
See? Everyone shares their favorite parts. This is a beautiful way to relive the trip together.
Here are more examples. You say, "What's your favorite memory from the trip?" Your partner says, "I love the sunset we see at the beach." You say, "That's beautiful. I love that moment too."
Or you ask, "What's the best thing we do on the trip?" Your son says, "I love swimming in the ocean." You say, "Yes, that's so much fun."
Notice the phrases, "Let's look at our trip photos." "What's your favorite memory?" "What's the best thing we do?" These help you start conversations about memories.
Here's a common mistake. Don't just say, "The trip is good," and then never talk about it again. Take time to remember and share. This makes the experience richer.
Exactly. Memories become stronger when you talk about them with others.
Now, let's talk about the second step, giving feedback.
Feedback means you think about what works well and what can improve.
This is not about complaining. This is about learning. When you think about your trip, you learn how to plan better next time.
Here's what I do. I ask my family these questions. What works well? What can we do better next time? What surprises us?
These simple questions help you reflect. Reflect means you think carefully about your experience.
For example, maybe the hotel is perfect. That's good feedback. Next time, you book a similar hotel.
Or maybe you forget to bring sunscreen and you get a sunburn. That's a lesson. Next time, you add sunscreen to your packing list.
See? Feedback helps you become a smarter traveler. You learn from each trip. Let me show you example conversations about giving feedback.
Imagine a few days after your trip, you talk to your partner. You say, "I think the trip goes really well."
Your partner says, "Yes, I love the hotel we choose." You say,
The only problem is we forget snacks for the car ride.
You're right. Next time, let's buy snacks before we leave.
Another example, your daughter says, I wish we go to the museum. You say, good point. Next time, let's make a reservation for the museum. One more example, you ask your son, what can we do better next time? He says, I want to bring my tablet for the car ride. You say, great idea. Let's remember that.
See? Notice the key phrases. What works well? What can we do better? Next time, let's. These help you give and receive feedback in a positive way.
Here's a common mistake. Don't blame people. Don't say, you forget the sunscreen. Instead, say, next time, let's remember the sunscreen. This is kinder and more helpful.
Yes, feedback is about learning together, not blaming each other.
Now, let's talk about the third step, keeping the adventure spirit alive.
This means you continue to plan trips and enjoy family time.
Don't wait a whole year before your next trip. Even small trips help your family bond. Bond means you feel closer to each other.
This is what I do. After one trip, I ask my family, where do we want to go next? This keeps everyone excited for future adventures.
Maybe you plan a trip every month, or every 3 months, or every 6 months. The important thing is you make it a regular habit.
Traveling together creates memories. Memories create strong family relationships. This is the real value of trips.
Let me show you conversations about planning future trips. You say to your family, our beach trip is wonderful. Where do we go next? Your son says, I want to visit the mountains. You say, great idea. Let's start planning.
Another example, you say, I have so much fun on this trip. Let's make this a regular thing. Your partner says, I agree. Let's plan a trip every few months.
You say, perfect. One more. Your daughter says, when is our next adventure? You say, let's look at the calendar and choose a date. Your family says, yes, we're excited.
See how this keeps the energy going? One trip leads to the next trip. This creates a beautiful family tradition.
The key phrases are, where do we go next? Let's make this a regular thing. When is our next adventure? These keep the excitement alive.
Now let's practice by putting everything together.
Imagine a complete post-trip scenario.
You return home from your weekend trip on Sunday evening. You feel happy and tired.
On Monday evening, you sit with your family. You say, let's look at our photos and talk about the trip.
Everyone gathers around. You look at the photos on your laptop or phone. Your daughter says, I love this one. Your son says, look at this funny picture.
You say, what's your favorite memory from the trip? Everyone shares their favorite moments. There's laughter and smiles.
Then you say, the trip goes really well. What can we do better next time? Your partner says, maybe we need to bring more snacks. Everyone agrees.
Finally, you say, this is so much fun. Where do we go next? Your family starts brainstorming ideas for the next adventure.
See, you share memories, you give feedback, and plan the next trip. This is the complete post-trip process.
The key takeaway is this. The trip doesn't end when you get home. The trip continues through memories, lessons, and future plans.
You've got this. You now know the full cycle of trip planning. Choosing a destination, booking transportation and accommodation, packing and preparing, and then reflecting and planning the next trip.
These skills help you create amazing experiences with your family. You become a confident traveler and a great trip planner.
Remember these important phrases. Let's look at our photos. What's your favorite memory? What can we do better next time? Where do we go next? These phrases bring your family closer together.
And don't forget, traveling together is not just about the places you visit. It's about the time you spend with the people you love.
You now have all the tools you need for successful family weekend trips. You can start planning your next adventure today.
We're so proud of you. You learned so much in this episode. Now it's time to put your knowledge into action. What an amazing journey. Let's recap what you learned today.
You now know how to plan a complete family weekend trip from start to finish.
You learn how to ask your family, where do you want to go, and brainstorm ideas together. This is the first step to any great trip.
You learn how to choose transportation and accommodation. You know the phrases, let's take the train and let's book a hotel.
You learn how to pack smart with the checklist and prepare for any situation. You know to ask, what if it rains, and create backup plans.
And finally, you learn how to share memories after your trip and keep planning future adventures. You know the phrase, where do we go next?
These are real, practical skills you can use right away. Maybe this weekend you try planning a small trip with your family.
Yes, start small. Even a day trip to a nearby park or beach is a good way to practice these skills.
You already have the English vocabulary and the planning skills. You're ready to create wonderful memories with your family.
Remember, planning trips is not just about reaching a destination, it's about spending quality time with the people you love.
And every time you plan a trip, your English improves too. You practice asking questions, making suggestions, and having conversations.
This is the beautiful thing about learning English through real-life situations. You learn and live at the same time.
Now, if you find this episode helpful, please subscribe to our channel. Why? Because we create new episodes every week to help you improve your English.
Next week, we have an exciting episode about planning a family birthday party. You'll learn useful vocabulary and conversation skills for celebrations.
You don't want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
We also love to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell us, where is your dream weekend destination? We read every comment.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope you feel confident and ready to plan your next family adventure.
Good work today. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to the channel and keep practicing your English every day.
See you in the next episode. Happy travels!